I don't have time. Wow. So we are live. We are doing the thing. We got Phil with, what is that, Final Fantasy?
Yes,
The special edition stuff? As you usually get?
yes. Complete with special edition strategy guide, even though I'm not going to touch it.
Damn, son.
I opened it though. It smells nice.
Then we got Andy with the
Smells
sport thing.
nice.
And Sunset Overdrive, he's really excited about it.
I bought it again for the first time.
And then me sitting with some piece of wood behind me. I have no game to show. I got nothing. I got no games.
At least we know you like wood.
Ha 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 ha, dick.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
You catch on quick, sir.
You are the sharpest crayon in the box.
Guys.
Oh, stop it! You're just too sweet. Just stop it. I'm getting
Yep. So, again, we are live. Game of the Year recap. Basically, we're talking about the show, the nominees, the winners, the whole nine. Some shocks, some not surprises. Matt Ram here with my two favorite peoples of all time. Phil, stop.
Yo!
Andy Man.
What up?
So, everyone has seen the Game of the Year show. Normally, I'm not really too fond of those because they're usually just absolute garbage and trash. But I mean, like from the what the categories they had were pretty legit. The nominees for each one fit, and then there were times where I know, Andy, you were like, this shouldn't be in this category. I know I was in that same state of mind.
Yeah, so one of the categories that they had was Best Action Game, and the nominees for that game were Battlefield 1, Doom, Gears of War 4, Titanfall 2, and then Overwatch. Now, the other four games, I don't really have a problem with that. I'm a little confused why the fuck Overwatch is in this category, because it's not really an action game. It's like saying Counter-Strike is a great action game. Because it's not. It's a great game, don't get me wrong. I played it for many, many years and spent way too much goddamn money playing it at internet cafes. But the simple fact of the matter is, it is not an action game. That's not how this works. That word does not mean what you think it means.
But they're taking it as the way at least the way I was seeing it, is mainly just the gameplay itself. It's action based. It's quick thinking. You got to be on your toes and all this other stuff, which is the same thing for Battlefield, Titanfall, and even Uncharted. I mean, they all fit that category. As far as like, unless they're really going into depth as far as like action's concerned, I mean, like they already have like the best action / adventure game. Granted, I'm not even sure how even like, because I'm looking at the best action game. Battlefield 1, great game. It would even be considered as on what in the same category with Overwatch, being it's a shooter. Even Titanfall, pretty much all these except for Gears. Gears wasn't a first-person shooter. But I mean, like, I understood where they were coming from when they put it on there.
Honestly, I think The Division would have been a better fit here than Overwatch, because that really was an action-based game. I mean, it's a first-person shooter, but it's action-based. It's quick, and it's up-tempo. Overwatch is a great first-person shooter, and it is a great game, but it is not an action game. That's not. It's not. No.
I think you probably should like give your definition of what it's considered an action, because to me, the way I see it, all those were action games. They all were exciting. They all had some basic, like you would see in an action movie. It had those action sequences. It had all this stuff to go with it. What is it action considered for you when it comes to the gaming side?
For me, what I look at when I'm looking, if I were to classify something as action, it is actually more based on the story. it has a quick, up-tempo story. So Call of Duty, for example, it has a story, but it is not necessarily a up-tempo story. It is kind of more of a slower and a methodical story. Battlefield 1's story is it's a blend of being both fast-paced and slow-paced. But the thing that I really like about Battlefield 1's story is it bounces around between 5 different stories to be able to take someone that drives a tank, someone that is infantry, someone that is a airman, all of these different things, because I've never really liked with the first-person shooters how they have one person that can do all of these things. No, the fuck you can't. Shut the fuck up. That's not realistic at all. But by being able to take individual people, it also allowed them to expand and create diverse backstories for each character and to give them different unique characteristics that are different from the others. So it really brings about more envelopment, and it brings about more intensity and more immersion into that particular character's story, their backstory, as well as what they're currently involved in. And it kind of pulls you into a different level than some of the other first-person shooters that I've played and the stories. But with Overwatch, it has a broad, I mean, it's Blizzard. The story that they have is a fantastic story, but it's not within the game itself. It's told outside the game with the game's backstory, which is why I'm like, it has a fantastic story. But like in World of Warcraft, that story is told outside the game. They try to bring elements of it into the game, but even still, the bulk of the story occurs outside the game itself.
See. Okay,
so for me, like that action, a good action game, just like an action movie, has to have depth to the story and not just run around to do things quickly. It needs to be more than that.
Phil fell down.
The world is shaking. Oh my god. Oh no.
I don't even know. I don't even know anymore, Phil.
Action. Right? That's what we're doing? Right?
Yeah, this is true.
Game.
But so you're saying
So you wanted to know what action is. That was action. You know, there was suspense there, a lot of movement, things were going around. You're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Okay.
What's going on?
Phil, the list of nominees, the list of in the categories. What were for you? Okay, so that was mainly speaking on what Andy came across, like was surprised to see in one category. What was yours for? What was the category? And you're like, why is this game even here? That technically doesn't fit the bill. You know what I mean?
Well, I was looking at action adventure also, because there's best action adventure game, and I was like, shouldn't this be up there with the other action games? No? Okay.
Yeah.
So, because they had some really good nominees there, because I thought they were action games. You know? Dishonored 2. Nice action game, kind of first-person RPG-ish. Hitman. Good action game. But it's an adventure game. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay.
Hyper Light Drifter. I don't even know what that is. From the description, it looks like a top-down RPG or a 3/4 view. Ratchet and Clank, certified action game, action platformer, right?
Right.
Uncharted 4. Also, decent action game. Where's Tomb Raider?
So Dishonored. So which one was the one that's like just stood out? That is like, why is that here? I must have missed that.
That was just a recap. I didn't get there yet. I was trying to make a point, you know, about this whole category.
My fault.
Okay. But the one that doesn't fit, a lot of them don't fit. You know, like Hitman, I wouldn't really. That's more of an action game, not an action adventure game. We're not really going on an adventure.
Okay.
You know, but it is an action game. Right? Ratchet and Clank is what you would think of when you thought of action adventure.
Yeah.
You know, Uncharted is kind of like halfway where it's more kind of like an action game. You know, so there's a lot of what the fucks there. So.
I would say that Watch Dogs would be the type of game that is both action and adventure because it's got a story. Granted, I mean, I'm still going through and I'm actually trying to do a review on it, and I know you guys haven't quite played it, but what the game is it's both action and adventure because you're running around and you're trying to do all of this shit, but there's a storyline that's beneath it. So it's not just run around and shoot stuff. It's you have to be strategic, you have to be tactical, you have to be adventurous and try to do things, and you know, because there's several different ways that you can attack these various missions that you're trying to work on. So there's a lot of depth and free range to be able to be adventurous and be unorthodox in what it is that you're trying to do, which I think that is one thing that they did well. There's some other stuff that I think that they need some work on, which I'll get into once I'm actually able to get my video edited. My, by the way, 190 gigs of game video that I have saved on my computer.
That was my next guess, so shut up.
That was my next guess. Yeah. So before the show, I asked the fellas how much gameplay video they thought I had recorded, and the guess was 32 from Matt, and Phil was still trying to figure out his camera. So,
I was close.
Yeah,
I was close.
I said no, it's significantly higher than 32. So his next guess was 33.
Was it still close?
No,
it was close.
No, it was 6 times closer. Higher.
So like, I think like some of the categories, the games they put on there, they like Andy was saying, like they're not really going with what the description is. Because I look at, for me personally, let's look at Phil. Look at Phil scrolling. Scroll, Phil, scroll.
Dude, I'm a pro scroller.
But I mean, like for me, I was looking. What really threw me off was in the best in the family game, and I mean they had games like Dragon Quest Builders, awesome. Lego Star Wars, it's motherfucking Legos. Ratchet and Clank, there's a there. Skylanders.
Phil got a text message.
Skylanders, that is toys and games, family oriented, and then there's Pokemon Go.
What the fuck is that shit?
How does that fit? Don't get me wrong. I love the game. I still have it installed. I still play it. I mean, it's not as popular as it once was, but I mean, like, I never seen it as a family style game. And you're like,
I can tell you why.
Hit me.
Well, I can't because you're on the computer. But anyways, part of the reason why it's considered a family game is because you had people through various generations that were playing. So, for example, like there are a couple of guys on my hockey team that are even older than me, and I'm in my mid-30s. They're in their early to mid-40s, and they were actively playing Pokemon Go with their kids. It allowed kids who are currently involved with Pokemon and their parents who may not have been, who are older, to be able to go and do something as a family, which is not something that you honestly can do very often. So that really is why and that wasn't limited to just people that, you know, a couple of guys that I play hockey with. There are a couple of people at work that were doing the same thing as well, and a couple of friends that I know outside of work as well that were doing all of this and could actually get involved with their kids and run around and do all of this stuff. So normally I would say that probably doesn't make sense, because I do know that there are a lot of people that had this, aside from people that were in their teens, you know, up to their mid to late 20s that were involved in the game. There was a lot of people, a lot of kids that were like middle school, elementary school age that were also playing with their parents. And I think it's actually, the number's a lot higher than we realize.
To me, it still seems kind of, I get what you're saying. It just seems to me that's more, probably because I'm seeing it as just a mobile app, and like it's not necessarily something that you would like. You don't normally associate a mobile app as a family game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's a very good point. I agree
because it's just you, but hearing the way you're putting it out there, it makes me think like, okay, I get where they're coming from with it, because yes, it was on them, yes, it was individually each one playing, but it brought the groups together. Okay.
And it's because you had people where you could go out and you could do this together. So, you look at like the Pokemon hunting parties that came out and all of that. That was happening with parents and kids. So there was a lot of that, and I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if you even saw grandparents and grandkids getting out and doing it. In part because it forced them to get outside and be active and walk and not just sit at home. So, and that was really the big thing. Like, I have never seen anything that has driven people outside as quickly, and not for a bad reason, like earthquakes or tornadoes or things like that, but a good reason to get people outside and to be active, but to also be collaborative and interact with other people.
Okay.
And the spaceship has landed.
Yeah, I heard that too. I'm like, oh, all right, we're going with this then. Okay.
So by definition of that category, it makes sense. Because it's best games appropriate for family play.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So this is a game that you could play with kids present. I'm assuming that was a thought process when they developed this category. As a family game, you could sit there with kids and it would be appropriate. Not like playing Mafia 3 with a 12-year-old or an 8-year-old in the room.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be considered an appropriate family game.
That's an M-rated game, you guys. That's a rated M for mature.
That's an adult-only game. Holy crap, the racism in that game was real.
It's Mafia 3. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh my god.
Which one?
Mafia 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what really got me that I didn't even expect to be an actual category was games for impact. I for what they're showing, I mean, like 1979 Revolution, Block Hood, Orwell, Sea Hero Quest, that Dragon Cancer. I still understand how that's titled. After reading what the category is about, honoring exemplary games that take on real world issues and advocate for social change, I didn't even know that was a thing. So now it makes me like, okay, now I have to take a look at these games and see what they're all about. And like, maybe it's because I'm not as fucking as like social as like some of the other people out there in the world. I don't understand. Never thought that these would be a thing.
Well, with that in mind, I mean, we were just talking about the racism that was in Mafia 3.
Yeah.
This would be very thought-provoking and be relative to, current events. Seeing how we are not equally treating people in society and all these other movements for other peoples.
Right. No, I get you.
It would be thought-provoking as defined by their description of the category, and it would be meaningful for a pro-social type of discussion, because you got to come together and get over that.
Yeah.
And the hate and the racism and the discrimination of that time. You just got to put it behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Andy also having some camera.
No, just tweaking the camera angle.
Shakies, the shake cam, what do they call that? The shaky camera.
I think as a gamer, the Game Awards are a little askew, not only in category, but in nomination as well. I mean, we're gamers, and we're even looking at all these categories and we're like, this isn't quite aligned to gaming.
Yeah, this is what I meant when I said at the beginning of the show itself. I'm like, I've always had. I always took the Game Awards shows, any of them that ever came out since Spike TV did the first one ever, with a grain of salt, because this shit made no sense to me on some of the categories, some of the nominations, and like Andy was saying here, a lot of the nominations just seem to be like games that were like more recently released, as opposed to the full scope of things. And if that's the case here, this is what they consider as like for the whole year, then clearly like there hasn't been any good releases until the fall.
Well, I think what also is very, very possible is that there are a lot of games that were good, but in the category that really made more sense for them, they were over diluted with quality games, but they still wanted to give them recognition, so they put them in a category that maybe didn't necessarily make sense. Although the Overwatch for the action game thing, I still don't really get, considering all of the other accolades that it got. But I digress. Whatever.
Right.
It also got best multiplayer game and best esports games.
Yeah, it outshined
best game of the year.
Yeah, it outdid Counter-Strike in esports, which Counter-Strike is like top. Anything that's not League anyway.
And yeah, League of Legends. When you think esports, I mean, people are doing multi-$1,000 contracts for these kids playing League of Legends.
Yeah, but
their only good skill is they play League. Really good.
Well, same thing with
six-digit figures, you know.
Yeah, but that goes the same thing for like any of the games, any of like esports games that are out. But I mean, like to me, I associate as like when it comes to in that category, the way I'm looking at like shooters and whatnot, I always thought Counter-Strike was tops. That like when people say esports shooters, the first Counter-Strike, then everything else. So to see that Overwatch outshined it says a lot about Overwatch, or says a lot of how little the Game of the Year show knows about esports.
It also proves that the whole thing was kind of askew. It wasn't quite in line to what a normal person would think about each category and each nominee.
Right. So I mean, I'm looking at like best RPG. Like you got Dark Souls, Deus Ex, The Witcher 3, World of Warcraft. That's kind of not. It's an RPG, but it's not. It doesn't. I don't feel like it fits with the rest of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy just came out this week, so I guess it didn't make the nomination.
It couldn't have. There'd been no way.
But it's a good RPG, you know, and it's your traditional RPG. And wasn't there a Star Ocean that came out this year?
Star Ocean, yeah.
Or the Dragon Ball Xenoverse, that's a great RPG.
Technically, it's not necessarily an RPG. It just allows you to have people. It has that RPG like look to it, but it's more of an action base with just minor tweaks to stat, as opposed to like RPGs where you get like weaponry and armor and all this other type of stuff. I mean, you get costumes and stuff like that, but even those would only do like very minimal to your character itself. I think the only thing that RPG element to it, like I said, was the leveling up system and the character creation. Other than that, it's literally just playing through the entire Dragon Ball Z show and side movies all in one go. So it was like, you look confused, Phil. What's going on?
Overwatch was nominated for Best Art Direction as well.
Yeah, that I'm okay with.
Let's see here. What was it? What is I seeing? It's like best games for impact. Best performance was Nolan North as Nathan Drake for Uncharted. I'll give it that because the entire. I like how the entire. What's this here? Like almost like 3 nominations for best performance was from Uncharted. 2 from Firewatch and 1 Mafia, which was sad because I liked how Mafia. I liked that the dialogue and stuff like that.
Oh, the performances were great.
Right.
Mafia. I thought they were fan-fucking-tastic. It was a really good story that played out in that game.
Yeah. So I mean, like that, I like that one. Let me see here. Best game direction, recognizing game studio for outstanding creative vision. Blizzard for Overwatch. Best game direction, Blizzard.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
I think Blizzard did a good job this year with both WoW and Overwatch.
That's because they did a complete overhaul with WoW.
Yeah,
graphically and everything.
Well, Overwatch is technically the broken remnants of another game.
Yeah, you were saying something about that last time when you were trying to convince me to buy the goddamn game.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised though that for the game of the year they did had some heavy hitters for it. I mean, we had Titanfall 2, which again, personally my personal favorite. Uncharted 4, which had amazingly good reviews for PS4. Inside indie game I've seen after looking at some video gameplay. I remember seeing this. I remember seeing a lot of good things said about it. Doom, I don't know. I'm on the fence with Doom as a game of the year. There are so many other games that to me outshine it. I mean, to me, Forza Horizon 3 outshines it. Um, don't get me wrong, I love Doom. It went back to it kind of gave me the best of like classic Doom with Doom 3. Like if they had the love child, that's it because you had that great 3D um, graphical overhaul and still maintain that action that Doom is known for from Doom and Doom 2. So I was pleased with it, but I didn't think it was that high of a noteworthiness to be part of the top five. And then they're like music and sound design. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about the nominees too much. I mean, Res Infinite was just a music game to begin with when it originally came out on the PS2. Um, then Inside has its ambient, creepy music to it. Don't know what Thumper is all about, so I can't say too much. That Battlefield, I don't know. Andy, you played Battlefield. Score, what do you think?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 9.5.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's head and shoulders better than any Call of Duty game I've played in the last couple of years. It's better than Battlefield 2, 3, or 4.
I meant the music. You mean I'm talking about
the music in the game? I would still give the music a 9.5. It is a really well done game throughout. I mean, to start looking at problems would be to really start getting granular and really start nitpicking. I mean, there really is not a lot that I can complain about with the game. The one complaint I would have would be some of the weapons in the multiplayer, but that's really about it.
Okay.
That's about it. That's really it.
And VR, I don't know. That to me it seemed like there's not enough of it. You know what I mean? To be a part of the popular mainstream. I mean, the was it the PlayStation View or what was it called?
PlayStation VR.
Yeah, that's only been around. That only came out like in the last month and a half.
A couple weeks ago, what did you say?
Yes, so there's not a lot of games that go with it that can be considered part of its category. I mean, yes, Oculus and PC VR has been around for a long time, but it's not been in the hands of your average consumer because Oculus Rift is stupid expensive. So to me, I don't know. Again on the fence on this category. I think it's just premature for now. Anyway, and I would associate with I'm not sure why Rez would have won it over Batman Arkham VR because Batman Arkham VR was pretty good from what I've seen.
That's correct.
Let me see here, and then best fighting game. Okay, Street Fighter 5. Even though it got so much flack.
God, there's a butt. Oh God, there's a butt.
It got so much flack. Let me get my face on this mix here. It got so much flack in the initial beginning. Phil, you know this for lack of story, lack of content, just lack of people were complaining about the menus.
Lack of features, they didn't have what other fighting games normally have. It was a big mess.
Yeah, to have all that and still outshine like King of the Fighters 14. Well, I don't know about King of the Fighters 14. I didn't think that would ever win much anyway. Killer Instinct Season 3, Killer Instinct in general has been top notch. The only problem was it's been because of its exclusiveness at the time, until more recently when they did finally port it over to PC, which even then some people can't play it unless they have Windows 10. Kind of a drawback.
Not if you have
But
Windows 10.
well, if you have Windows 10, you can download the game and play it. But I mean, like, if you don't have Windows 10, you can't play the PC version of Killer Instinct 3, which again shoots itself in the foot. But now it's there. But whatever. Street Fighter 5 having that cross-platform play was probably one of its save points to me. Being able to group those two entities, the console gamer and the PC gamer, together. When they finally did release a story, it was really good. It was short, but it's a fighter, so it shouldn't be stupid long. Pokken Tournament, I played it. The controls are very stiff, so I'm surprised it actually made it as far as it did. Because I mean, there hasn't been too many good fighters that have been released for this year. I mean, King of the Fighters and Street Fighter 5 were probably the only ones that people were hyped about. There hasn't been any other fighters outside. I mean, yes, Blaze Blues, but all those were like, if anyone's ever remember seeing one of our other previous podcasts, we were talking about iterations games that fell in that category. It was literally the same shit that just might as well have been DLC content. And then there was Guilty Gear, but Guilty Gear has been around since was it 2000? Since last year, even earlier than that. So couldn't really work. So there wasn't enough for best fighting game to have content. But I'm glad to see UFC is not on this bitch. That god awful abomination.
It's not that bad.
Shit. It is awful. It is
hey
awful.
Man, I'm trying to buy for an EA sponsorship, right? Don't hate.
You can get EA sponsorship from other games. From other games. Not from
that game is so broken. Fucking UFC is broken to shit. I mean, they were complaining about Street Fighter 5 being broken when it launched. Mm-hmm. UFC's a piece of shit.
I'm telling you, only just
Phil, don't hold back. Tell us what you really think.
Yeah, because shit. I wouldn't play that game. I seriously know that. I think about it. When it came out, I wanted to play it. Only to see Bruce Lee fight.
Right.
But that was it.
Even then, I mean, like, the only thing that would make me want to buy the game was the fact that I can play as Tyson. But even that is not enough. It was never enough.
They should have put out Knockout Kings 2016. That would have sold better than UFC.
You know what would have been better? That I've been waiting for to have happen, but it's never going to happen? Another Fight Night.
Oh, Fight Night would be amazing.
I think after they did Legends, they stopped.
Round 3 was the last one. And
so I mean, like,
stupid.
Yeah, so I'm like, UFC had so many bugs. The internet connectivity was garbage. It had ridiculously creepy ass glitches to them. It was like playing Assassin's Creed, the multiplayer of the, like, was it what were the new ones that are the Syndicate, where it had like the Inside Out characters. You know what I'm talking about? Where like the outer visuals seemed to disappear, and all there was left is their like teeth and eyes and like hair and shit. It was creepy as fuck. That's what UFC is, and I'm glad it's not on this It's not in that category at all. Best strategy game, that's kind of a given. I'm sorry, Civilization always wins.
Yeah,
it's just that.
No, I think that's pretty accurate.
I mean, Warhammer would probably be a close second.
Yeah, but they haven't created a Warhammer game in like fucking decades.
Yeah,
they haven't needed to. They still sell the shit of the one that they have.
Exactly. So that's a given. Sports and racing. Forza. I approve of that one.
Yep.
I got nothing else to say about it. FIFA 17. I don't play I haven't played it.
MLB The Show is a good game. MLB The Show is basically the only baseball game on either console that is worth really much of anything. But I mean, it's unfortunate for me that it's on PlayStation because I don't have one, because I'd really like to play it because I've heard a lot of good things about it. But
I'm surprised it's not on PC.
It's PlayStation,
actually.
It's exclusive.
The show hasn't been good in a while.
Yeah.
And there was NBA 2K17. I haven't even played 16. I know, Phil, you played 16. 17 any better? Have you tried it yet?
16 and 17 are balls. 15 was probably about the best one as far as innovation is concerned. Everything else was like a reskin. 17 actually even feels slower than 16. I don't even see how it's possible.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
What held back 16 was the story. You were stuck to playing one character, and 17 they took that. Well, they still kept with that same one, but now you couldn't make the guy. Well, you could make the guy white and have a black family. You still could do that. No, it was really weird, but it's slower, and even going through menus is slower. And I thought this was stupid. And the PvP in basketball, it's garbage.
Oh, dude, I'm not sure if I've sent you the well, aside from that, no. There's some Halls of Hype, the Salt Edition. It's basically this compilation of gamers who like have salty stuff. It's more of like the more current games and shit like that, Street Fighter and all that bit. There was a lot of the NBA 2K series online hate and salt and just anger, and it's very, very hilarious to watch. I recommend taking it.
Yeah. I had an 8-year-old call me shit.
But that goes with any multiplayer.
I was like, don't you even know how to play basketball, bro?
Can you even dunk?
I know, right? Do you even dunk, bro?
Not on your little play school bullshit, little. But I mean, like,
I could go on for days about those basketball games and why they fucking suck, and football games too. But
we're not going there. I already specified that when I was looking at the category list, and I'm like, I think Andy pointed that out. It's like, what's on there? It's not a single Madden game. Like, yeah, because they were all shit after 2009.
2006 was the last good one, the John Madden Hall of Fame edition.
That Madden actually had input on. I mean, it was okay for a couple of years after that. And I think when they did one of their major redesigns, I want to say 2010, 2011, 2012, something like that, it got better, but it wasn't like, it's like the best Madden ever. It wasn't that type of an improvement.
I held on to Madden 96 or Madden 2000. Was it 2006 or 96?
96 was on Sega. 96, I think, was on Sega.
No, yeah, it was 06. It was 06. I held on to 06 for 7 years, and that was the only Madden I played for 7 years.
I'm trying to remember which
I had I had three copies of it. I had the PS2 version because it had John Madden on it. I had the PS3 version because this was during the transition between the PS2 and the PS3. I had the Xbox 360 version, and I have the Xbox version, all because it was John Madden.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the last time I played the Madden series football was when it first had the capability of online play on the PS2. I can't remember what year that one was, but that was the last time I played it, because after that, when they changed I'm going that far back. Shut up. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at that face. That was the last time I played it. And after that, I stopped playing. So, I mean, I don't even know what year that one was, but that was it. And I think it was probably
1994.
When it went online? Really? Don't fucking lie to me. That had to have been in 2000, so I'm done with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm just saying that was it there. To me, everything else started to just go downhill since then. But that's probably more or less because I didn't play after that one.
That'll do it.
I think now, like even like now, I'm looking at like the best multiplayer category, where we had Battlefield, Gears, Overcooked. What the fuck is Overcooked? Overwatch, Titanfall.
You don't know about Overcooked?
No.
Oh man, hold on. Let me look this up. Yeah, Overcooked is
1, 2, 8, 4.
It's legit. I actually played it at a friend's house the other day. It's a party game. It's like the best way that I could describe it is it's like a Nintendo game on Xbox.
Okay.
So basically, what it is you have a process that you need to go through. So the further along that you get, the more advanced everything becomes. But in the later stages, how it works is you have two teams, and obviously you got two people on each team. One person on the team will be the one that prepares the ingredients to cook. The other person will be the one that actually cooks the ingredients before they're served.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that one later.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty fun. It's pretty legit. It's not easy. Because there's certain ways that you have to do things, and also in addition to that, you also have to wash dishes. So like you throw like ingredients into a pot to create like a stew or a soup or something like that, and then after you serve, you have to take the pot over to the sink and wash the pot, and then take it back to the stove so that you can cook on it.
You know what this sounds like? What you're describing here is if Cooking Mama had a multiplayer.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds
right.
Like kind of like the Diner Dash, but only with everybody involved. I think when we look at most anticipated, there's a lot of good ones, and I've actually played Horizon Zero Dawn. It's good. Graphically stunning, controls are smooth, the story looks fantastic. I've seen, just like everyone else, seen the God of War trailers, so I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, I think I can't say much because I only played the first one, and even then I didn't complete it, and I never played a Mass Effect after that, so I can't say too much on that. Red Dead Redemption 2, I'll give it that. Everyone's been wanting a Red Dead Redemption sequels after they did the zombie like offshoot one. But when going against like classic like god tier type of like titles, the minute you put Legend of Zelda in anything, it's gonna be most anticipated. I don't care what anyone says. It's everything, anything Zelda is gonna get the most hype, the most questions, the most speculation, the most everything, because everyone knows Zelda. Everybody.
Hey, you're not holding out on us, are you? You didn't sign a contract with Nintendo, did you?
Matthew.
No.
Liar!
Because I thought we were a team here, and if you signed with Nintendo to blow all this hot air into Legend of Zelda, I want in on that action, bro.
I'm just saying.
I got you, buddy.
I'm just saying that I love the Zelda series, except for Skyward Sword. Outside of that, I mean, like, it looks. I was unable to play it at E3, which sucked because the line to play it was like getting in line at Disneyland for Space
So there
Mountain.
were fast passes that you could buy to just forego the line?
No, only ones who got fast passes were like the kinds of people who did like game reviews and were like big name YouTubers.
We're big name YouTubers.
We're not that big.
I think we're just big and named YouTubers.
My name's Matthew.
Okay, Matt Man. Matt Man.
You guys suck. Anyway,
you thought it died.
When it comes to the Legend of Zelda, it's going to be anticipated. So many people want to play it. So many visuals stunning. It's gonna be great. Just hands down. I'm saying it now. If I'm wrong, you guys can get at me on that later.
Yes, we will.
But I'm saying this now. It's gonna be one of the best Zeldas out there. It's gonna be. Aside from that,
Okay. Your prediction has been noted in the annals of YouTube history.
You said anals.
No, I did not.
You know what I'm amazed on when it came to like categories as well as the best fan creation? The modders got some love, which was cool. I thought that was awesome. Though I've never played most of these. Brutal Doom
Skyrim.
64 looks like something I would get into just because it sounds like a game that's hard as balls. And if anyone who knows me, I love those hard games that'll like infuriate you. So I'm like, I have to try this out. Pokemon Uranium was a good a hack, very good. I've seen a lot of YouTubers play this. A lot of in the Pokemon community played the crap out of this. I don't know what Enderal the Shards of Order are all about. I have to look that up later, but it's a mod, so it has to be something good. So, best esports player. I'm not sure how many people follow the esports realm, but I'm looking at the nominees, and this is actually a very diverse group when it comes to like the games that were brought out there. You're looking at like, let me see. You're looking at Faker, who plays League of Legends. I don't know what. I guess Telecom is like his sponsor. You got Cold Zero, Counter Strike. You got Biyun, StarCraft 2. Infiltrate.
Infiltrator.
It's supposed to be infiltration. Infiltration, not infiltrator.
They spelled his name seriously.
Wow.
Oh,
Infiltration.
the disrespect.
One of the best goddamn Street Fighter players, hands down. And then Hungrybox, also one of the best Smash players, hands down. These are god tier people in all their respective game categories. So I just like that how diverse they are, as opposed to just being like League of Legends, Counter Strike, StarCraft. That's it. The fact that that Street Fighter and Smash players got some recognition like that and were nominated is pretty legit. Though to say it's best esports team, I can't really say much on it because I only know of I know Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses. That's the only ones I know. So seeing all these other guys, Telecom, Wings Gaming, SK Gaming, Rocks Tigers, no idea. I don't know, but then again, esports has never been something I've followed too much on outside of Street Fighter. So
I really haven't followed esports since I played.
yeah. And then the best esports game, I think Phil, we were talking about this one here. Counter Strike, Low Offensive, which I thought was going to be winning, or hell, even League of Legends should have been top because that's the main number one like Twitch streams out there. But as far as esports is concerned, I guess not. Overwatch, yeah, I can see that. The Street Fighter 5, the presence is young still, in my opinion, when it comes to esports. Yes, they've been doing a lot of it for Street Fighter 4 and stuff like that, but to specifically bring Street Fighter 5 in there as an esports, that was their foot in the door to esports, as far as I was concerned.
Hmm.
And then again, let me just go back to the very top here when we look at Game of the Year. Again, fantastic titles. Overwatch, well deserving it. I have no complaints there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I can't wait for is that Zelda. Legend of Zelda. Telling you, mark my words. Amazing.
I still feel like this award show didn't quite.
No, it didn't.
You know, it didn't quite fall in line with what gamers want. And I think gamers really want to hear from us. I think we should do our own. Oh shit! It's fucking falling down.
It's better your camera than your pants.
We're not going there with that. But
live looking,
wow,
up close and personal with Phil's beard.
Wow.
Look at that. Anyway.
I got no words for what I just witnessed right now. But I mean, like, I agree. Like, it's like I completely agree when it comes to that the game show awards itself didn't satisfy the categories that they put out there for. There was a lot of games to choose from, and if that were the case, I mean, like, if it wasn't I mean, if there wasn't anything else that I'm missing, it just seemed like there's only just a small handful of games that they really only focused on. And that was like what Andy was saying was like more the current stuff that came out in the last couple months. How we doing there, Phil?
I'm getting seasickness just watching Phil trying to put the camera back.
That's why I changed cams.
Probably better that way.
I sure as hell hope so.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else in the category lineup. There wasn't much else I can think of for what was nominated. And then Phil, you were going on this thing here as far as that when it comes to what would be considered game of the year and categories and stuff like that. You were saying people would rather hear from us.
I think we should have our own year-end award show for the games of this year, and we won't have such, diverse topics as what they have. But I think we'll have a few choice categories, and maybe just spoil it down to what do we think is the game of the year,
So I gotta tell you what will be next year's game of the year.
We all know Matt. We all know Matt.
I'm just saying that.
Just get your ocarina, okay? Get your ocarina and the goddamn song.
Those fuckers are gonna make me buy that game and play it, aren't you?
What? Legend of Zelda?
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time? Yeah. Why not?
I would.
Or no, not Ocarina of Time. Whatever the hell the next Zelda that's coming out is.
I think we do this, Matt. You okay?
Yeah, I'll take care of the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Shut up.
Okay, well that's fine. I'll go ahead and stick with my first-person shooters, and then Overwatch can be named Game of the Year next year also.
I'm just saying. You know what? I would not doubt it. That to me, I don't see it. I don't see it plateauing anytime soon.
I don't know, man. 7.
There's Final Fantasy.
No, not Final Fantasy. You see the gameplay video of Resident Evil 7?
No,
That's
I've
negative.
seen.
Holy shit!
I've only seen videos for Dead Rising.
Dude,
that one's gonna be epic.
Resident Evil 7. There's some really scary shit there. If you want to play a scary ass motherfucking game, I'm telling you, 7's gonna be it.
Yeah. But yeah, having our own game of the year with our own categories, our own setup is going to be a good way to go. And I think
legendary.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Wait for it. Hold on. Let me get the milk. Let me get the dairy. I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
I did have milk, so it actually works.
Right. So
lactose,
that was going to be a thing. Look forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be in a couple weeks. We're shooting for It
was not next week. the following week. So in about 2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. I think we were talking about
Yes.
doing it
We have
close to Christmas.
Yeah, we have the nomination videos coming up.
Yeah.
Yep, I got 190 gigs of video to sift through.
I think we'll also have a discussion of what we qualify as a game of the year.
Yep.
Which
We're
will
gonna
be
have all that.
before we announce our nominations.
Yeah, I think possibly doing a show where we discuss which games we are contemplating and why. I think it could potentially be beneficial, or maybe more worth it to just save it until we get into the actual episode. Either or, I think.
Yeah, let's talk about it next week. Something that kids can look forward to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kids.
I can't with you guys.
Yes.
But yeah, so everybody.
This is his name from Family Guy. The dude with the.
We're still
What's his name?
You're stupid.
Hubert from Family Guy.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
It's the Whisper song. Give LJ the Whisper song. Come on.
We're not giving anybody no Whisper song.
It.
Anyway.
Give LJ the Whisper song.
Ow. Anyway.
Whisper song, LJ.
So that's going to be it for this episode, our podcast tonight. Look forward to our Game of the Years. I'm done with you guys. I'm so done with you guys. All of you. I can't even. Be sure to check out those. A lot more stuff coming on the channel as well. A lot more gameplay series. So a lot more live streaming. If you guys missed some of them, we did have some live stream where we took on the Kaizo Mario, not the Super World, but Super Mario Bros. 3 style Kaizo. Hard as balls game. That's going to be a new series.
Hard as balls.
So look forward to that. And be sure
twitching.
to be on those. Yeah, a lot of twitching. Follow us there on Twitch, Rated M for Mature.
Yeah,
follow us on Twitter to know when we're streaming, what we're talking about in the next podcast. Also under Rated M for Mature.
No, you need. I'm pretty sure we're not mature right now.
And then, so for that, I think it's time we go ahead and sign off.
Yeah, and I think we may be streaming later on tonight on Twitch, and I plan to do a little bit of streaming tomorrow. Unfortunately, Sunday I will be offline as I have other priorities.
Mm-hmm. So be sure to take a look at that stuff. We'll see you guys in the next podcast. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace, you guys.